This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
I spoke too soon about the finite legions of hell. Turns out they just kind of respawn if you leave and come back.
Yeah, they're only infinite if you leave the room and come back.
But, like, presumably, as I was saying, these guys hanging out here are probably supposed to be either alive or dead. You know, they're supposed to either be in their designated afterlife or alive. And these critters that escape through the cracks, it's, you know, only so many psychopomps to send around to round them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah. Question for Glory. Should we play a theme again since it's another episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
It's a new episode.
Let's do it.
An episode, new theme for Glory.
We can play it whenever we want, you know?
Yeah, you just let me know though, because again, we can't hear it live.
Yeah, it's an important reminder.
Yeah, so just let me know when we're playing it, and I'll shut up. Okay, Idris has a question for Glory. I recently replayed the Windows 3.1 game, Castles of the Winds. To do this, I had to find a copy of Windows 3.1, install it through DOSBox, then install and play the game. What's the most effort you've gone to play an old game? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Luke jumps through hoops all the time to play these games.
It's true. As a matter of fact, although we have not had need for it, I recently installed Windows 98 through RetroArch so that we can play Windows 98 games if we ever feel so inclined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, you know, it's a bit of an ordeal.
I think I've gone through only moderate effort to play old games. I put a little bit of energy into tracking down a reasonably authentic copy of Sopwith for DOS, with only qualified success. Similarly, I can't find a good emulator of DuckTales for NES. The ones I found are all fucked in sort of the same way, and like one of the buttons doesn't work. I don't know. So I put a little bit of energy into that, but I haven't so far succeeded in those things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the most I've done is I've bought an external DVD player so I could play disc game. Because you can't get those anymore. You can't get a computer with a fucking disc drive anymore.
That's true.
So I was just like, well, I want to play this. I got it.
I normally go through I'll really latch on to stuff, and I get obsessive about things. Like, Matt and Luke know from playing D&D with me. I'll spend 5 years building a D&D character.
Yeah.
Or I recently bought my partner a lighter with a death tarot card on it, and it was a hilarious rendering of a skeleton, and I had to know who drew it and why, and I found out the whole history of the thing, and it was drawn 100 years ago by a particular artist for weirdly specific reasons. Anyway, but apparently I just don't put that much effort into games, because I was trying to remember how I got through that one bug in Psychonauts. And I just didn't, now that I think of it. I just never finished that game. It's bugged out at one point on the Steam copy, and I just never finished it.
Yeah.
That's entirely fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
Actually, I'll say the most effort that I put, I think, the installation of Windows 98, it's not that difficult, in all honesty. The most effort that I put into a retro game and getting it working was our April Fool's joke while we were playing Police Quest 2. Finding a working copy of Police Quest 2 Japanese edition.
Oh, yes.
With all the Japanese sprites.
Yeah.
And then going in and patching the Japanese graphics into the English version. So that we could do that one April Fool's episode. And then go back to recording the rest of the Police.
I remember that. Yeah. Holy crap. Yeah, that's true. Well, there you go.
I have a relatable anecdote. It was I wanted to play through one of the Pokemon games using a Munchlax as my starter. I wanted to have the experience that you're supposed to have in those games, where you have an unlikely Pokemon friend, and the power of that friendship gets you through. Anyone who gets deep into playing Pokemon, that's bullshit. It's all about eugenics in Pokemon. The Pokemon that you start with are just genetic fodder that you use to ruthlessly, over the course of weeks, breed a perfect fighting specimen with which you will eventually conquer the world. And all the original Pokemon that you capture just rot away on the PC. But I wanted the experience where the Pokemon you start with is the one that you keep. So I turned one entire copy of, I think it was Pokemon Pearl, into a breeding laboratory. Where I bred a genetically... I devoted most of the resources of that world to breeding a genetically perfect Munchlax that I managed by just filling my team with garbage Snorlaxes, with reject Snorlaxes, and giving all of them experience shares plundered from like 5 previous versions. I EV trained the Munchlax while keeping it under level 5. And then I bought a fresh new copy of Heart Gold and, busted it out of the cellophane and traded the Munchlax over and used it as my starter Pokemon. And it was very authentic because, like, as soon as I killed, like, 2 Pokemon, it leveled up and stopped listening to me, and I had to earn its trust again by beating gyms. It was great. But yeah, that took fucking months.
Yeah,
that's effort.
I bet it did.
It took ages. It was that's the most effort I've ever put into anything for a game. I later would trade that copy of Heart Gold to Luke in exchange for a big plate of Mexican food.
It's true. It's in my room right now. It's behind me in a wicker basket.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty. Yeah. That's a lot of effort.
Yeah, it's also fun that I prefaced that with, I have a relatable anecdote.
Yeah, so relatable. No, look, I think when we all want to do something, there's different levels of obsession that we have. All right, what are we doing, Luke? What's going on?
Yeah, we said we'd keep recording, but we're just kind of not, What's the point if Luke's not here?
Oh yeah, our recording is going, but we're gonna have to do another freaking vocal sync. What's the point?
Yeah, this is some shit content right here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna try.
We're just gonna do a cut before and a cut after.
I think so.
That's it.
You can start with your Munchlax story when we get back.
It doesn't matter. Like, if they don't know who Munchlax is, they'll look it up.
Oh shit!
None of this truly matters.
No, no. And I think we all know that. Rabbit Ogre has a parody idea for a Krull sequel that their brother came up with last week.
Wow.
Yeah. Should I read this on the show, or should I? Yeah, I should probably wait.
We'll get Luke's response to that live.
Yeah. That would
In
be-
case for whatever insane reason Luke keeps all of this in the episode, because Luke's a madman like that. Luke's microphone crashed.
Yeah.
Is what happened.
I mean, I'm phoning it in right now, but you could make the argument that I always am.
Yeah.
Peanut salt. Wow.
Hey, technical difficulties. I'm back.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Except it's in the middle.
Matt's doing this one like an intro when we're like probably.
It's in the middle of the show.
Luke's gonna have
right in the center.
Luke's gonna have some interesting editing work to do because he experienced a cascade of fascinating technical issues, and then rather than do anything normal, Matt and I just kind of meanderingly chatted with Luke popping on and off of the call for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, eight. My last recording said we were at 44 minutes of recording. It is now 52 minutes. So, yeah, they're still recording. My microphone crashed, causing Audacity to stop recording, which it does, and then Audacity could not find or identify my microphone. So, I had to. I attempted to run my usual raft of audio sort of mastering on the thing before exporting it, and then I found out that it had filled my C drive with all of its temp files. So I had to then figure out how to change the temp directory in Audacity for recording. So it took longer than I hoped, but we're back.
Yeah, we it's gonna take more than a little technical difficulty to stop us.
It's true. Sometimes it takes just a bad day, honestly, but
It's true. Or just a bad mood.
it's true. Yeah.
It's quite funny because I'm a technical artist, I'm used to a certain amount of jargon. I spaced out while Luke was explaining what happened just now harder than I ever have in my life. I saw into eternity. I feel like I've aged 1,000 years.
Do we want to play the game a little bit? I forget what we were talking about.
Let's do a little
8 minutes
gameplay.
ago, so. All right. Oh, you were talking about your Pokemon experience.
Yeah, my relatable Pokemon anecdote.
Yeah. What?
That's right.
What's the guy's name? Munchlax.
Munchlax, yeah. So, for anyone who rightly doesn't know what a Munchlax is, he's the smaller version of Snorlax that they introduced.
Oh.
And Snorlax is my favorite. I thought that was a fucking floating stick for a second.
Oh, Princess Shapier, hey, I'm the guardian of the dead. I know all the souls who dwell within. The two souls bound you in death. You've touched their hearts. You taught them to love. That's cool. Love is the only thing that transcends the silent sleep of death. Their souls have sensed you and they yearn to be with you, bud. The first soul is bright with beauty and power. It shines like the sun with all the joy and goodness it held in life, It's the soul of Verana. Look at her. She looks like Sailor Moon. I'm a dream wandering emptily through the gardens. Everything in the garden is pale and cold, as if made of lifeless ice. There's beauty, but no joy. I am seeking a light I've only seen once in the distance. It's warm, and it melts the ice that
I
covers
think this
everything.
is supposed to be around.
Yeah, no, she can't talk, so I'm talking for her. Because she's a soul, bringing color, life to the flowers. But the light moves on and all returns to ghostly white. You understand what I'm saying? That's what she's telling you. Oh yeah, right. The other soul is dark, shadowed with deeds of her past. Yet there's a great power within, but a great fierce yearning for the light and love that was not known in life. It is the soul you knew as Katrina. The Dark Master and the tale of a giant monster. What nightmare is this? I'll let her talk. I am in darkness, yet I am powerless. The coffin has been nailed shut, and my magic does nothing. I am trapped as if a stake has been driven through my heart. Oh.
Fuck, that sounds much worse.
What is this ache that fills me? Who am I waiting for? Will it be the stake through my heart turning me to dust, or the taste of his warm lips upon mine, restoring me to life? It does not matter which, if only he would touch me once more.
This is it's a little fucked, because, like, Irana's not totally content, but she's melancholy, whereas Katrina's just, like, eternal agony and would prefer annihilation.
Their souls have been disturbed by your presence, bud. They can't rest, you know? So, you may end the suffering of one of them, you know? You can restore to life, give it a chance to experience joy and pleasure again, you know? You know what I mean, right? So anyway, these two...
With your dick.
Which soul do you want to give the gift of life, you know?
Enjoy eternal suffering, Katrina.
I mean...
It's true, we made the choice last time.
Choose no one is a little fucked.
It's a little bit, yeah.
It's like, no, I'm a paladin. I consider death to be every bit as sacred as life. Fuck you, old man, and your hood. Kind of slapdash operation are you running here? Death is death. Fuck you.
So let me get this straight. Katrina is like... I mean, she kind of fucked us over. But then in the end, she was like, oh, I'm just kidding. I like you.
Well,
just goofs.
Yeah, so the way that all worked out, for a very, very abridged recap of...
and just bear in mind, Luke is explaining this to people who were there and experienced it.
Oh, yeah.
But is like she was basically kind of using you most of the entire game to... well, I don't know. She was kind of interested in you and kind of into you, but like she ultimately, when we found out that she was a vampire, and really didn't seem to mind about it, she put a guess on us, made us get all of the all of the Dark One rituals, and perform a ritual to basically end the world. So you know that one might consider that probably a negative on her side. But at the very end of the game, when we were inside the Dark One's inner sanctum, she got in the way of a spell from Atavis to protect us so that we could kill him.
And that ultimately killed her.
And that's what killed her, yeah.
It's tricky. You know, I think there's a case to be made that Arana deserves another shot at life, but there's also a case to be made that Katrina doesn't deserve to live in agony for eternity.
It's true.
Especially because part of her agony, and she does feel like the only part of her agony is us making out with her. Like, that could save her. You know?
Well, like, literally she's like, okay, I have a feeling, you know, that Questabert's going to show up and either kiss me or kill me. And I don't care which it is. That's a little fucked. That either of those she would consider a good thing.
Yeah.
Where Aranda's like, oh, this place is a little gloomy. I wonder how Questabert's doing.
Yeah. I feel, like, I mean, I know probably the right choice is to pick Katrina, but the one we want is Arana. Also, like,
it sort of depends what our goal is, you know. Like, if we are looking to marry Arana as sort of the most, like, we've known Arana sort of for ages now, so like, and like everybody loves Arana. Like, Arana's a good thing for the world. Bringing Arana back into the world, good thing. It's a good thing to do.
That was her show.
In general, yeah.
Everybody loves Arana.
In terms of everybody loves Arana, and it's about an all-powerful sorceress. getting into shitty sitcom hijinks.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, me too.
Like, just because she's an all-powerful sorceress doesn't mean she's, like, good at baking. And then there's a bake sale episode where she just fucks it all up.
Also, let's not forget, Arana's an elf.
It's true.
You know?
Yep. Or some kind of fey creature.
In a world where there's no goddamn elves anymore, she's an elf.
Mhm.
But
she's an endangered species.
also,
or an extinct species.
Katrina was really hot. So
except for that whole back half being a giant spider.
Yeah.
So you're talking about the logic of like of like who we're ending up with here. Where Irana is like the rarest type of wife.
Yeah. But Katrina, yeah, you know what? She really fucked us over.
That's true.
Yeah, like, I think there's an argument to be made that one of the more heroic things we could do is save Katrina, because Arana is currently not locked into a state of eternal suffering.
Yeah.
Whereas Katrina is, and that's a little fucked. Especially where, I guess, it transpires that she wasn't all bad, even though she did pretty much behave all bad, except for, like, 5 minutes of our interaction.
It's kind of a reverse Trolly problem, honestly. Because, like, you know, we would be ending the eternal suffering of Katrina. Or we would be bringing back Irana, who most likely would have a very large net positive influence on the rest of the world.
Yeah, we end the suffering of one person who we honestly can't be with because we're paladins.
Well, if we choose Katrina, yeah.
Or, you know, but that's kind of what...
That kind of makes Katrina the selfless option as well.
Yeah.
There's no benefit to us except saving a soul.
But, also, bringing Arana back, you are right. I think it would be a greater net
It's
win
objectively a good deed.
for all lands.
Yeah. Irana would strive to make the world a better place, where the best we could hope for is that Katrina would strive to make Katrina a better person.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily demonstrated by her actions. Katrina, Darth Vader'd in the end. Like, Vader has that moment where he throws the Emperor down the shaft and then dies. Spoiler alert. Like, that sacrifice wouldn't have meant very much.
40-year-old movie.
Yeah, and he was Luke's dad, just so you know. Not our Luke, a different Luke. But that that sacrifice means a lot less. That sacrifice means a lot less if Vader's just alive again in the next scene, right?
I just want to marry the undead girl in the river. Is that so much to ask?
The Rusalka.
Yeah, the Rusalka.
Yeah, that's true. It's interesting that the Rusalka is not one of these options.
Yeah, well,
Didn't
really,
we
when you think about it, like
we killed her.
We turned her into just bones.
Yeah, we turned her into jelly.
We allowed her to start the process of decaying and dying, right?
Yeah. We turned her into
just
jelly.
A restless undead.
Didn't she horrifically decay in front of us?
Yes.
Yeah.
It did
Right,
nothing
we gave
to
her
stop.
a kiss while she was decaying, and then she just sort of like crumbled.
It did nothing to stop my love for her. She was the best. We had a real thing going. We had a real relationship.
Yeah,
She was pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
She was nice to us.
Yeah.
it's true.
She was naked and covered in
She's not one of these
seaweed.
options, though.
Yeah, right. All right.
There's that too. I don't think she was covered. I think it was just green hair, but
No,
either
whatever.
way.
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, the trolley problem analogy is a good one. It's hard to,
I mean, we all know we're going to pick Arana. We all know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
well, we said that 2 or 3 episodes
let's
ago.
do it. Let's save the Earth. And you know what? If
Okay.
Katrina kind of has to suffer for an eternity to make a net win on like the world, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, she kind of made her
Okay.
own bed.
It's pretty close to an impossible decision, so I say, yeah, let's choose Irana.
Sure.
We're talking about good for the most people, and Like it's a good thing to do either way. Like it's a good thing to bring Irana back to life in general for Irana, and it's a good thing for the world.
Yeah.
Bringing Katrina back to life, she tried to destroy the world one time that we know of.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
There is a non-zero chance that she would do the opposite that Irana might.
Also, you know,
There's no guarantee that she won't still attempt to destroy the world again.
we don't know what other sort of monstrous things she did. I mean, she had the little
It's true.
girl turned into a vampire. Like, you know, there was some shit.
true.
She seems to feel bad, and I feel bad that she feels bad, you know? Like, it's a bummer. It's a bummer for Katrina. But, yeah, we should probably choose Irana.
All right, let's do it.
Yep. All right. Done.
You've chosen to bring peace to the soul of Urana. I shall commend the soul of Katrina to, I guess, oblivion.
Oh, you should have told that in advance.
Oh.
That's fine
That's
then.
way better.
Fuck you, old man. We're here just to agonize you. You could have told us you were going to annihilate one of them.
There's a price for every gift, you know. The soul doesn't leave lightly silent sleep. The dead does not lightly leave the grave, you know. You can restore the soul to life, but the cost, well, that might be more than you're willing to pay.
Oh, no, sorry. We were going to consume her soul. Sorry, we didn't mean to mislead you.
Will you give your life to give this soul life? Are you willing to sacrifice everything for love? If you entered the realm of the dead, now you gotta fucking remain in eternal darkness. That shall be free to know the joy of life once more, bud. You know what I mean? See, you gonna do that? Huh?
This guy's indecipherable.
But no, listen to me. Will you give your life to her? Will you do it?
Sure, we're a
I mean,
paladin.
we're
Yeah,
price,
go ahead. Yeah.
Plus, like, you know, we've been adventuring a long time. Our knees must be
Jesus.
fucked. Are we supposed to fight? Can
so
we...
just-
No, I guess not.
I don't. Maybe not. They just brought a couple of mains in. I don't know why they didn't just like magically kill us, but no, they literally brought in some guys to beat the shit out of me until I died. So.
What a weird way to get to die of this. Like, you'd think you would just die from magic. You wouldn't just bring some people in to fucking stab you to death.
You giving your life to bring your death. Yeah. So the snow of winter's melting, life returns again. Yada yada yada. Yeah. You've given me the gift to live again.
Oh, instant regret.
I thank you deeply. If you wish to see me, sneak me on the island of Limnos. I will look for you there. Whee!
Instant regret. What have we done? What have we unleashed on the world?
I'm on the island of Limnos. Limnos. Oh,
Let's just stay here in hell. Let's just
Turns out she was
plunge
a
ourselves
Disney
into the
princess
water
the
of
whole
forgetfulness.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we have to, right? We gave our life. You know?
It's true.
Hey, we have a
This is the river Styx.
we have a comment for Krull, so now's it's a good time to use that. Go ahead.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. I love
We
that
got a
so
long
much. God.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just kidding. I couldn't hear it.
It's very satisfying.
Can't even give us one. Not one. It's got to ruin every take.
I mean,
Like
it's
a giant child.
It's literally amazing. I just wish I could have heard it. Anyway, yeah.
You can. I can send you the file and you can play it for yourself every time.
I hate that idea. All right. 12 Op suggested that we can further enhance KR2LL by wedging it into other events like Crawltacular or Crawltember for the Crawl month or the Crawltacular Crawltember.
I really want to do, like, every September, a Crawltemper Crawltacular. I don't know what that event would be exactly, but I'd love to observe that as an annual tradition.
All September. We roll
It
from
would be
do that.
so hard to do a whole month of Crawl-themed content, because it's like one movie that's never coming back. But we could get those Crawl, like, coloring books.
we should,
And we could do like a coloring episode where we colorize some
I bet
Crawl
you-
coloring books.
I bet you we could find some of the original cast of the movie and interview them. Like, I bet you we could do it.
Liam Neeson's still kicking
I bet we
around.
could. Well, maybe not Liam Neeson, but others. I think we could do it. I think it would be fine. We'll be like an honest to God show, and as long as we don't show them our content, they might agree to it.
As long as they never find out who we really are and what we're like. So what you're saying is we could probably trick one of the crew members of Krull to come on this show.
Not even a cast, a crew member.
A crew member.
I did the lights. Hello?
Why is he a Scottish peasant?
I'm not a Scottish peasant. I'm from the West. I'm from the west of England.
Yeah, no, that's on me. That was not a.
It's fine. You didn't.
That was a regional UK accent, not a Scottish accent.
You didn't know. There's no way you could have. Wait, where the fuck are we?
We're going back.
Okay. Okay.
Go the long way.
This is a cool scene.
Yeah.
With this giant dragon body.
It is cool.
Oh yeah.
This isn't the dragon that's coming back to life, is it? Because this thing's fucking huge.
I hope not.
No, it's the one that's coming back to life is smaller. Than this one.
Good.
Well, that's good because that thing is,
That one's
hopelessly
too
big.
The Rabbit Ogre also has a thing that I have to tell you about the parody idea for a Krull sequel my brother came up with last week. Krull in the Big City. Warning everybody, there are spoilers for Krull in this. Oh, what's happening? Am I missing something?
No, just the gate to hell is closed.
Oh, okay.
You're fine.
So Colwyn and Lys's child has been kidnapped and brought to Earth? Fish out of water shenanigans ensue. Colwyn throws the glaive at a drive-in movie theater screen because he thinks the monster in the movie is real. Ergo the Magnificent ends up at a petting zoo, and Titch is desperately trying to find him among the real animals.
This is fucking phenomenal.
Isn't this great? There are a lot of antics around Rel in a department store. Yes, he's alive again. Trying to find clothes that fit and being mistaken for a mannequin. In fact, despite being billed as a sequel, several characters are back with little or no explanation. Ynir isn't back, but there's a character on Earth who's played by the same actor. At some point, the glaive gets lost and ends up at a pawn shop or something, probably mistaken for a synthesizer. Nice callback. The villain is a dark Colwyn, like the implications of some AI art. That confusion gets the heroes arrested. Colwyn tries to clear up the misunderstanding by explaining that he's a king.
This is an incredible idea.
So
I like that. That's amazing.
So yeah, it's an incredible idea, and I don't even think that, you have to go far. I think they probably just appeared on Earth at the end of Krull. Because that castle went anywhere, went randomly, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe they just run through the field and they come out in the Midwest.
If you wanted to do the bit where Colwyn's son gets kidnapped, then you'd probably want to have them end up on Krull, and then the kid, for whatever reason, goes back to the castle and it teleports him back to Earth.
Yeah.
There'd be a great scene of the castle appearing on Earth, like it's on the news, and this horrifying castle just obliterates a piece of city.
Yeah.
There's a lot you could do with that. Weirdly, we did a D&D campaign that was sort of a Krull parody.
Yeah.
That I briefly ran, and they did go to Earth for one bit of it.
And not only that, the bad guy was a dark version of Colwyn.
Yeah, that's uncanny.
That is. I mean, also,
I guess it's the great minds think alike thing, but I had never thought of it as an actual Krull sequel. I was just doing something ridiculous for our Krull parody game.
Yeah. That was, I mean, fantastic idea. Kudos to your brother, Sir Albrecht, I assume. Yeah.
That's so amazing. Every bit of that, the characters back to life for no reason. Just because you have to have Rel in there,
Yeah, you do. And Sir Albrecht brings up a good point. Don't forget we need that James Tolkien should be in there somewhere, maybe as the department store manager. He always felt like he was the same character in Back to the Future and Masters of the Universe to me. I agree. You definitely need him in there. And the thing is, what I love about this is that it would have had to be made just a couple years after the original Krull. Like, it could never be made now.
No, it's far too late to make it. You'd have to, like the best you could do is to, like, use, like, to like, digitally modify similar-looking actors' faces.
Yeah.
But it would truly be a film for nobody. like we would love it. We'd line up to see it in theater, but we would be the whole line.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Leave your questions for Glory. Leave your questions for Krull. Leave your comments for either of those or none of them. We just love to see them.
Who posted that Krull sequel comment again?
That was Rabid Ogre talking about a parody from his brother, which I assume is Sir Albrecht, who also has commented underneath. So
yeah, I would put out a call for Krull sequel suggestions, but you guys nailed it. That's perfect.
Yeah,
that's better than I could have imagined.
No, it's fantastic. It's great, and
we could shut that down right there. That's the end.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I mean, give us anything you got. We're desperate for attention. You know, we love it.
Thanks as usual for tuning in, everybody, with the dials on your computer to this frequency, and thanks in advance to Luke for editing that garbage fire together, because he's got his work cut out for him.
We don't thank Luke enough around here, and we really should, because you run at a deficit in just to do this, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Matt. I appreciate that.
We will never tell you this outside of recording, but of course, as long as it's there for posterity's sake, we'll definitely tell you.
Yeah. Theater.
It's like
theater of gratitude.
It's like when you learn that Penn and Teller aren't friends. We're like that.
Yeah.
Like, we have a good rapport here when we're recording, but we can't stand each other in real life.
Oh, shit.
You'd be shocked.
I pretty much literally only talk to Matt while we're recording.
Yeah, that's true. But that's only because you live so far away.
It's true. I do live like 3,000-4,000 miles away. So.
If you lived here, you'd be over all the time.
It's true.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah. It's all good. We're friends.
Yeah, no, that was a bit.
That was convincing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally didn't use air quotes in with fingers.
There was a long while where Luke and I both lived in the same province and worked at the same job and hardly spoke to each other at all. It was crazy.
It's true.
We still interacted mostly through this show.
To be fair, there was a whole global pandemic thing that happened that prevented a lot of that. But to also be fair, there was not a global pandemic for the first probably third of that time. So.
But actually, we did hang out more before. Not like a lot. Not like a normal amount, but more.
And it was usually at work.
Yeah. But we'd go like for food and stuff after work and stuff like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's just that the pandemic kind of fucked up our social skills in a semi-permanent way.
It did.
My wife and I were talking about that. We were like, we used to go to the school and participate in events, and we were talking about the other day about how, like, we're just not joiners anymore. Like, COVID really killed that in us. The drive to go out and just be involved in, like, our kids' school. Like, it's just, honestly, they're fucking lucky we get them there. Like, that's the best we can do. We're so not into the, like, just joining into things anymore. It's wild. I can't believe it. I don't know. That's just where we're at. So, yeah, a little bit of reality there.
This is my primary form of social interaction.
I think the pandemic kind of put us back into, in some ways, a more like primordial mindset where you find people to hole up with and you fucking hole up.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. And like, yeah. And it's like everything you used to do that you hated to do, but you did anyway. You just kind of like, I just don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think it's all inherently negative.
No.
we should probably arrange to play more games and shit with Luke than we do.
Yeah, that's true. Let's do that. Go and edit this now, and we'll probably we'll go and
we'll see you in a
we'll
week.
be in touch. We'll be in touch. All right, everybody, be cool.
Later, y'all.
Yeah, be good to one another. Love you guys.
Stay in school.
Talk to you soon.
Yeah, bye.
Stick and stay.
Stick and stay.